Oh shit. Oh shit, Justice League's out. Oh shit, I gotta make a review. Oh shit. I'm late. Yes, Justice League has been out for a month and I haven't made a review. I'm sorry. As you can tell, that wasn't actually my plan. My actual plan was to do it on time and have a concise, large video, large enough, fitting for Justice League. But, well, plans changed and that didn't happen, did it? The truth is, I actually wanted to do a podcast variant of it, and I had planned on having a few of my friends around, but because COVID just decided to go up and down, that couldn't really work out. So now what you have left is this kind of review. Seems like that series is just fitting for whatever the fuck I decide to do, which are these reviews. And I personally don't think Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League in particular, deserves this kind of treatment, but I'll tell you what I liked, I'll tell you what I didn't like, which is also something that happened in the movie. There are some things I don't like. Stuff like that happens, internet don't kill me. But for the majority, I did enjoy the movie, and let's talk about it. So if you're not familiar with how this works, kind of reviews are, I'm covering over things that happen in the movie. I give out my opinion on it, of how I seen it and what I enjoyed about it. I'm not going to give you exact synopsis of what happened in the movie or any of that. I'm going to give you a condensed variant. Let's start with the first part, the first chapter that is called, don't count on it, Batman. It is the phrase that Aquaman uses to Batman when Batman goes to search for him and finds him in wherever that is, New Zealand, wherever. And in this scene, this particular chapter, arc, it's far more extended than in the theatrical cut, where it was really condensed and it was really chopped up, and a lot of the things changed. Like, for example, the joke with Aquaman with the fish, it's not there, obviously. It's something different. It's still jokey. There's still a jokey thing there, but it's not particularly so cheesy, which is nice. There's also a musical part in it, which is something different. I liked it personally. Did it take away a little bit? Yeah. Should it, did it need to be there? Not particularly. Did it take much away from it? No, because it was really a song in a language that you didn't personally understand. And also it kind of padded the runtime. In this case, you didn't really need to do that, but it was nice for what it was. I guess if you're gonna go for 4 hours, might as well just go out. So it worked. But personally, when I first saw it, I didn't connect with it because it was like super weird. I didn't expect it, and it wasn't one of those things where you're excited about it because it's something so not connected. It was such a unique and different thing on its own. It just feels like you're all of a sudden you're watching Game of Thrones or something like that. But the whole point of this chapter is that Batman goes out and like starts searching for heroes, tries to recruit them, and gets all the Justice League, supposedly they're not Justice League yet, but all the new people around to see how it's gonna go. And from what we saw in this cut and what we didn't see in the original was how Batman actually really took a lot from the death of Superman, and like he grew as a person and he became more hopeful, and he has had more faith since the death of Superman. And you can actually see it in this cut where you couldn't actually see it in the other one. So as you can see, each chapter has its own little arc, which is really nice. That wasn't really in the original. For like a 2.5-hour movie, for the original, you couldn't do any of this. So exactly for this kind of review is what I'm going to do. So I gave you chapter 1, and now all of the other ones, I'll just talk about them as quickly as I can because it's kind of a review. It's not a full, my full-blown review would have been breakdown of all these chapters, but I really haven't done it, sit down and do it because I really haven't had the time, and I really wanted to do this one. I really wanted to do this review because it was something I really waited for. I had to do it. So anyways, what followed was something really awesome. What followed was all the prior heroes of Earth coming together, working together to fight Uxas. Uxas is the old name of Darkseid. He got his ass whooped real bad. And what the most important thing is with this arc is that a lot of it was cut from the theatrical. Like a lot. Like there was almost nothing out of this. And this is in a good way. It shows that actual large releases such as these expand on the universe. It's a really important thing that we want to see. It's a vision that had to be seen. So I'm glad we got to see it. And without actually seeing these scenes, you wouldn't actually know how and what the importance is of the new heroes, because it reflects on the past fighting Uxus, and now the future heroes fighting Darkseid. Of course, we're not going to see they're fighting Darkseid here, they're fighting Steppenwolf. But this Steppenwolf is far better than what Steppenwolf in the theatrical cut we got. The Steppenwolf that we got here was actually far more of a character than just a fucking standstill for a villain. He had emotions. He looked like a puppy at some point, baby, little puppy. But anyway, the little puppy boy Steppenwolf was actually pretty badass, because he did a lot of bad stuff here that he didn't actually do in the original. It felt Zack Snyder's tone is so much more fitting for such heroes and villains of DC than the outlook of how Joss Whedon sees it, right? Because his is much more softer, and for somebody like Darkseid, for example, or Steppenwolf, or even Wonder Woman, in this universe, it's just not fitting. They're warriors, they're fighters, they're conquerors. Those are characters that need to be brutal, that you need to see anger, hate, and like war on their face. But you don't actually see it in the theatrical. Here you actually see it. There is a reason why Wonder Woman is so barbaric in a way. It's because she grew up with warriors. She's fought her whole life, killed a lot of people. There's no surprise here that in this movie, she's actually doing a lot of that. And people shouldn't be shocked or surprised about it. That's her way of survival. That's her way of fighting. That's what she knows. She's not like Clark Kent or Superman in that case, where he was taught to find an alternative. Her way is, well, there's a problem. I have a sword. Can I solve it with a sword? I guess I'll solve it with a sword. And with all these heroes out, like, there's one guy that, like, the whole idea of the Snyder Cut really got us together to do it, was the Cyborg arc, which was completely wrecked, destroyed, atomized in the theatrical cut. Here you get so much more. You get far better explanations and like examples, and you can see all of them. Even his mother, his father have many more scenes, like more expressive. Like Ray Fisher just did an amazing job, and all of his work got hidden away, and that's not something we like. It shouldn't be done. And like, I'm not the one for going against the crowd or be with the crowd. I'm always somewhere in the middle. I prefer to not take any sides. Where in this case, I don't think it was fair towards the person. I don't care about any race. I don't care about whatever the fuck you want to run any fucking narrative or agenda you want. But in this case, it was not right. Nor was the actor himself. Because sure, you can be like, whatever, I don't care. I did the job. I got paid. Meh. But you get tormented on set. You get all your shit cut. You get misrepresented in that case, because the idea was he was supposed to be the heart of the movie, but then he got fucking destroyed in the theatrical. So like, what the fuck? And right now with this cut, you got so much more. You shown his actual work, his acting. He's a somewhat new actor, and the first movie that he actually gets attached to is the most controversial one of his whole career, and not a lot of actors have had such controversies. He could literally lose his career, and at least he can go out with a bang if that's the case. And yeah, what a bang it was. Honestly, like, he did amazing. Zack did awesome with the character. And speaking of visuals, goddamn, I'm just so happy we got to see this, because Darkseid, let me tell you, Darkseid, oh man, this boy is top notch. This boy, in this movie, the representation he got, my god, that was something else. The dude actually, in the future scene, the nightmare scene, you can see him actually kill a lot of people, pretty much everybody, all the heroes. And it was so nice to also see him use his Omega beams, because I really didn't think we would get that, but that was such a cool moment, because they're like his signature, and seeing them being used, so cool. And in general, seeing how they communicated with Steppenwolf with that technology, all of that missing in the original, it was such a cool thing. And it was kind of reminiscent of the Man of Steel version of how the Kryptonians had communication. But anyway, seeing Darkseid, seeing the sod, seeing granite goodness, seeing all of pretty much apocalypse, like, and knowing what could happen. It's so cool. Like, there's so much potential there that they're not utilizing, and hopefully they will, because initially they said this Justice League is not canon. Now all of a sudden everybody likes it. Well, the Justice League is kind of canon. Let's also kind of maybe remove this movie, remove that movie. Maybe we'll use this, because Zack Snyder actually did amazing. He actually did the character justice, and he always does. And I don't understand why all people fucking have issues with this, because it's always like it's an arc. You need the person to start somewhere, then he goes and he changes and he evolves and he becomes the character you love. That's fucking storytelling. People always want to see the hero. It's like, okay, so that's the hero I see, that's the hero that it is. It's called progression. Anyway, speaking of progression, the way the battle went with Steppenwolf, it was something else, I tell you what. Not only did the dude actually use his axe proper, he used his armor properly. The fight with Wonder Woman was amazing. Superman coming in, actually hitting him and like lasering him, doing all this good shit. And Flash not being a goddamn idiot or can just push people. No, motherfucker, you fucking Flash. He went back in time. You don't understand. That is such a big thing. He went back in time. In the movie, where in the original movie that concept was not even there. They fucking beheaded goddamn Steppenwolf. They beheaded him. They sent him back to Apocalypse, just his head. Are you kidding me? Not like an original, just like punch him and like send him to the, like, that was so stupid, dude. Oh, that is just, it was such, like, sitting down watching it and not knowing what you're gonna expect, because you're like, okay, well, it's an extended cut, maybe this scene is changed, maybe that scene is changed, it's a little bit different, it's a little bit different. But in reality, it changed the whole ending. Superman was epic. He came back, epic black suit Superman. Batman wasn't a pussy. He actually did really good. Like, in this version, you see him actually fight, not just stand there and rely on the other heroes. Flash was super effective. Going back in time also, the father scene that he had with his dad was so influential to what will happen with going back into the past to change some things. Was amazing. And Cyborg, losing his father, losing his mother, losing himself, and then finding himself, finding hope again with this team. And knowing that it's going to take time, and Wonder Woman being the supposed wisdom because of her age and like all the things she's seen. In most media, when we see Wonder Woman, it's not like that. In most cases, she's just part of the team. She's one of them. It's like she was born like 30 years ago and it's 30 just like them. But in most cases, she's older. And in here, you can actually see it. You can feel that she's just somebody who's lived through many years, seen many things, and knows a lot of war and knows how to do all these things. Like, she can help them be better, and she is the supposed mother of the team. And that's why I understand the joke in the theatrical where it was like, I work with children. That was dumb, but it makes sense because you, like, when you hear it, when you think about it, it's like, yeah, she is the mother of the team. Glad we didn't get those jokes of, I wish I was dead. God, that was fucking awful. Sitting there on the top with the sunset, and then the gray fox or whatever it was called comes from the thing and like picks him up, and like then you can see it. It feels like, okay, mission complete, we're done, set up, all good. Next scene, when he goes to the supposed destroyed wedding matter, and when they have the whole scene with, well, table for 6, way before more, that was awesome. That was awesome, and it made sense because we had the scenes with Martian Manhunter. Now, the one thing that we learned later on was that Martian Manhunter wasn't supposed to be at the post-credits scene, or the last scene rather. It was supposed to be Jon Stewart, which sucks, because that would make even more excitement towards the future movies, potentially. Or just like make that scene with the tables even like stronger. Because we know Martian Manhunter is there. There was a whole scene with it. But the last scene felt a bit, you know, and it was Jon Stewart, and maybe we saw him a little bit in the movie. It would make more sense, or have a different scene too. But DC said no. They said, nah, we can't have that. At least have Martian Manhunter, I guess. That's something. And I understand that we can have everything in one movie. That's completely fine. Because if we have a future movie, you can have it there. And if we do get that chance to see that, that would be awesome. Honestly, a lot of people want it. And the one main complaint that I hear from this movie is that it's too long. Well, motherfuckers, it wouldn't be too long if you were giving him the actual movies that he wanted. You promised him Justice League 1 and 2. You fucked him on that. You wanted 2 movies in 1 movie, and then you kicked him out of the project, and then now we had to do this in order for it to work. And now you're complaining it's too long. I'm sorry, but at least you got something better than having to wait so many fucking years for nothing. And I know this video is very ranty and it's not really a review, but it is though. It is very much to the point because I'm talking to you about exactly what happened in the movie. I didn't skip anything. It's pretty much like it's the same movie concept of the original, but enhanced with an improved ending. It's not like a movie we haven't seen. If you've seen this movie, you probably saw the other one. But it is far more expanding on what happened, on what could happen, and the things that should have been there that were removed. This is kind of the point where I wanted to do a chapter by chapter review, is because a lot of the times I start speaking about the controversies and the unfairness of this whole project. But it is what it is. You can't have one without the other. So this is the Snyder Cut, baby. That's how we do it. So this is gonna be for my kind of review, where I want to tell you that this movie is really worth the watch. It's worth the watch. If you have seen the original Justice League, you'll definitely enjoy this one more. I don't care if you're telling me I like the jokes. Get the fuck out of here. Get. That's the door. Get out. Whatever the case, you'll definitely enjoy this movie. If it's too long, you don't have to watch it one sitting. There's chapters for a reason. You can just watch it chapter by chapter, like any other show or anime or whatever you're into. So if I were to rate this movie, I would definitely put it up there. If the original Justice League was a 5 out of 10, this would definitely go up to like a 8.5. I don't want to give it higher because it will be very biased and unfair, because there are some bad things in the movies where it feels like some scenes were added where they could have been cut because they wanted to put pretty much everything they wanted in the movie. I understand that, but still, like, some scenes really didn't like make too much of an improvement, or just felt like it was there just to be there. And the one big gripe that I have would be the Martha and Lewis scene where it was revealed at the end that it was Martian Manhunter. Had it not been revealed that it was Martian Manhunter there, I would have much preferred it that way, because that scene itself is very personal. And having that personal moment there, with then in the end being revealed that it was Martian Manhunter and not actual Martha, is kind of taken away from it. So that was pretty much my biggest gripe of the whole movie. But everything else was pretty like minuscule. But it was enough to put it to an 8.5. So regardless, this movie is great. It was worth the wait. It was awesome. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.